Okay, right off the bat, it was freezing. I was intrigued to see if the cold weather affects drifting conditions somehow. I guess it lowers the chance of your shitbox from overheating and probably takes way longer to warm up your tires, but I don't think I can say for sure what else it would do. I'm no real expert. Damn, this is like probably the longest drive I've ever made for a race event, going from basically one end of my state to the other to a region known as the Quiet Corner. I don't really agree with the name, or maybe that's just because I was subjected to all of this. Not like I'm complaining. On the only day of Driftmas, Lock City gave to me 12 SRs are screaming 11, RBs rumbling 10, tires are smoking 9, fuck suspensions 8, trumpeting VQ 7, stangs are burning 6, E36s 5, very strange builds, 4 cars in tandem, 3 goobers going, 2 Crestas coasting, and a Peugeot in the parking lot.
French!
Yeah, I'm a shit singer, I know. After linking up with my boy Invader, we kinda walked around as there was no real good spot to set up a proper camp at the track.
Bro, you straight up dead ass didn't notice some loud Corvette pulling in behind you, dude?
People came way more prepared than us with their big trucks. One guy had a friggin' grill and everything, and they had their chairs in the bed. It's like a good time. This was my first time at Thompson Motor Speedway, so I didn't know what the lay of the land was. One thing I do know is that the driving roads on the way to Thompson kick ass. Once you get off the highway and get through the small little towns out there, nothing but smooth sailing and canyon carving. Well, as smooth as you can carve canyons in a Volvo wagon with 300,000 miles can be, you know? There it is! Thompson Speedway! Watched some newbies test their metal on the skid pad, which was pretty fun, especially with the really long line of cool cars, and I conversed with some of the drifters but failed to secure a cool interview segment on account of the very loud cars everywhere, making it hard to hear them talk, and my crippling social anxiety around strangers. So I'll go over the 5 very strange builds I mentioned before in that stupid musical segment. So first things first is this Ford Crown Victoria police cruiser.
Whoop, whoop, that's the sound of the police!
Now made to do more than just protect and serve. Now it's to hoon and swerve. Manual swapping these cars is becoming a particularly popular thing these days, as the Mustang manual transmissions bolt right up to this car and fit just right from what I understand. You just need to tune the ECU for a manual gearbox and jump one wire in the PCM and you're good to go. But like all things you see on YouTube, this is easier said than done. Don't get any stupid ideas. I've never drifted before, so what the owner said about the different dynamics of drifting a body-on-frame land barge kind of flew over my head when I asked the question of if a body-on-frame car is harder to drift than a normal unibody chassis. Next up is this Nissan Sentra SER. I initially thought, why are they letting a front-wheel drive car on the track at a drift event? Are they stupid?
They deadass let a front-wheel drive car on the track? I gotta see that shit.
I went to investigate this further, only to find out not too much of the original Sentra is left. It's a mishmash of Sentra, Maxima, and S13, and probably a bunch of other cars I'm forgetting. It has the front and rear suspension, part of the rear floor pan, rear axle, and I think the gearbox out of an S13, the VQ V6 engine out of a Maxima, and more or less the body shell of a Sentra. But boy, its ass can move. This generation Sentra is actually still a decent bargain for just a fun little car to hoon around in, now that the older B13 models are being scooped up by people that want to tune one of the only USDM cars we got here with an SR20 in it. A bit shorter one here is this monstrous E30. Apparently it's got an S52 motor in it out of an E36 M3. Honestly, I don't even know how bro even controls this car, because I don't know if it's the stock motor or if it's been built, but either way, such a big motor in a tiny car leads to predictable results.
Oh, damn!
Now this here is a Lexus LS400, and as my buddy Evan of Sliding and Driving says, he thinks that this will be the next big drift chassis, or at least one of them. As we all know, the Toyota drift tax first came for the AE86, and then of course the tax came for the JZX when they became legal. Then for the SC300s. Now we're seeing it with the IS300s and X80 precedents. He thinks that the LS400 is next, and that's why he's holding on to his. Just like the Crown Vic, it's of course manual swap. A popular gearbox is the CD009 transmission, sourced from recently wrecked Takeover Kid Specials, 350Zs and G35s.
It's a pile of fucking shit. You're a poopy head. When we spell it out, you're a poopy.
As the LS400 never came manual from the factory, and hell, I don't even think Toyota ever made a 1UZ powered car with a stick shift. So I have no idea what kind of tuning goes into to get the ECU to accept a transmission it was never meant to have, or something like that. I didn't get a chance to talk to the owner, sadly. Finally, is this poopy brown, or 70s brown, or just brown, I love brown cars, whatever, brown Audi A4. Apparently, he deleted the front axles, did some finagling with the center diff and the rear diff, and some ECU tuning, and apparently it's ready to rip. It's just got the 1.8T motor in it, which I was a little disappointed by, as I'm something of a 5-cylinder appreciator. I don't know too much about Audi, so I'm not sure what generations of this S or RS or A4 or whatever the fuck came with a 5-cylinder or a V8 or whatever.
Ooh, S15 swapped S14. Nice, bro. Like, that's actually nice. This is the closest thing we'll be able to see an S15 drifting, because I have yet to see an S15 drift car here. Now that S15s are legal, they're like stupid money. So everyone's too afraid to drift an S15. So this S15 front end swap S14 is supposed to get, but I'd fuck with this. This thing looks sick as hell. Kind of reminds me of a certain car I pined for so much.
I just wanted to highlight all of these unconventional drift cars, as now that the good drift cars such as S chassis and 350Zs are often becoming too expensive to buy and run, and a lot of people now are too scared to clap out what is now becoming a collector's piece. So people with more brains than money gotta improvise. I now want to highlight something completely different. My fucking car got a mud bath. I came back to grab some snacks from my car, only to find out Grilla had gotten showered in dirt in my absence.
Wait a minute. Oh no! What the fuck happened to my car? Wait, what the fuck? Oh no! Bruh! Oh, I see what happened. There's some car right in the dirt. There's mud everywhere! Oh my god! I'm glad I didn't bring the wagon R today.
I have no idea what could have caused this, other than maybe someone going off the track a bit or spinning out, causing a ton of dirt to kick up, since I literally parked right next to one of the big bends on the road course. Two other cars next to me also got hit with dirt all over the place, so I guess it serves me right for parking too close to the fence.
Deadass! Oh my god! The mud bath strikes again! Dude, look! This MF in the Acura got it too!
I guess the hot dog and french fries I had were pretty good, and it was really cheap too, like $8 cheap. Lime Rock would have probably charged double for this shit. Another downside I don't like is there aren't really any good spots at Thompson to get good views of the road course. Just some grandstands by the skid pad, and if you're wondering about the big NASCAR oval they have with all of the seats, there were basically no cars running on the NASCAR oval, just a few practice runners. And it's really out of the way, at least for me. So it takes like 2 hours to drive there. Those are the only real downsides I could think of. Oh yeah, and sad to say I can't have something rad to drift. Yeah. All in all, I rate this final event of the year 4 out of 5 Hellcat sleighs. Merry Toyotathon to all, and to all a good night. And happy Honda days too, I guess.
There's the smoke! Yeah, yeah, yeah! Oh my god, I do not feel... That guy, that must suck drifting in the cold in a Vert S13. What the hell is this for? Kalon thinks it's for crawlers, like off-roaders or something, but I don't see the rest of an off-road course here. It says high voltage, so if I step in this sand, will I get electrocuted? Let's fuck around and find out.